we're getting too much information overload. You know, and I guess it is technically easier to critique or / criticize your country whenever there's just so much disclosure now. Where before things were put under the rug. Welcome, beautiful people, to the Lost and Local podcast. We're Adam
and Hannah,
two Korean citizens who grew up abroad and are now just figuring out life.
Join us as we share stories and our honest perspective on what it means to be lost and local.
All right, 2 weeks in a row with the both of us. We're on a roll here. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about a more TCK-oriented thing, but I think this is going to apply to everyone, that it resonates with everyone regarding national pride, or maybe the lack thereof. But yeah, so I think we'll just jump right into it, especially as TCKs. I think because we have different origins of our origin country and then the country that we were raised in, I think national pride or who you root for can be kind of interesting. So I will open up the question to Hannah, because Hannah's experienced 3 different cultures. Now she's on the 4th culture. So this could be either major world competitions like World Cup or the Olympics. Who do you root for, Hannah, when the Olympics or the World Cup come around?
So for the World Cup, I have to root for South Korea. Because that's actually how I got into soccer. The 2002 World Cup was such a fond memory for me growing up in northeastern China and like only being a 1-hour time difference. Like, it was so fun. And the whole like community that I grew up with, it was like a whole university. We all gathered in the cafeteria at like 5 a.m. to watch certain matches, and just like that's how I fell in love with the soccer culture. Like it brings people together and like yeah, just so that's how I fell in love with soccer. So with the World Cup, I always cheer for Korea, even though past 2002 we haven't made any significant gains. Unfortunately, I don't think this year is going to be the year, but who knows? And then for the Olympics, I usually root for the smallest country. I don't know
you're
why.
An underdog person.
I'm an underdog kind of person. So yes, like good for Korea, but and I think it's really amazing that Korea has maintained its status for like archery. I think it's like 12 years or 12 Olympics in a row. They have never lost the gold medal.
Okay. I didn't know this.
And it's hard to be a defending champion, right? It's like you're constantly being challenged. And anyway, but so like I should be like rooting for Korea, but then I'm like, why are you hogging this sport?
Okay,
why
so
don't you let other
I think the next Lord of the Rings should have elven Koreans.
That's so funny.
Okay.
With archery. Yeah. So I usually root for the underdog. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So there was one for archery, there was one man from some country who like, I'm butchering it, but he is the first in his entire country to like make it to the Olympics, and he didn't do really well because he wasn't really sponsored, and he's paying for all his equipment out of pocket. So it's not, you can't compete with Korean archery, because Korean archery, like they have their own R&D team who create products to make it more efficient. So they like made this cap that like under the cap, it's actually like up to 5 degrees cooler.
Wow.
So like there's a whole team of people making sure that our country's team is like the best technologically and like ability wise too. And I was like, oh man, I know you're scoring sevens, but like I just want to root for you.
Oh, that reminds me of like that. I don't know if you remember the story of the Jamaican bobsled team. It's kind of
Yeah,
oxymoronic.
was it Cool Runnings?
Yeah. They made a movie out of it, but I guess it's based on a
Yeah.
true story. So that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Okay, yeah, that kind of reminded me of that.
It is. It
Well,
is.
so for example, I just looked up on the internet. Man, I sound like an old man. On that thing that called the internet, I looked up. Anyway, I looked up in 2026 is the World Cup this next year.
Yeah.
So, Hannah, you've lived in China, you lived in Korea, lived in the States,
Yes.
and you live in India. So,
Uh-huh.
come on now, who are you going to root for? Or do you think like you'll kind of have like investment in all four?
No, I said, or like I said,
Only
World Cup
Korea.
is purely South Korea.
Oh, but what if Korea doesn't
Only
make it or they don't even qualify? Are you going to root for one of the other three that you've been a part of?
Oh, wait, they did qualify. So.
Oh, they did. Sorry.
Oh, but hypothetically.
This is how little I know. So let's say they get
Hypothetically.
eliminated early on. Does China and India and America, are they qualifying for the World Cup? I don't even know.
Yeah. Okay. So I will never root for American soccer
How rude.
because I know, and they usually make it up really high, but because the country itself doesn't care for it, so I feel really angry.
Okay.
That
Okay. I
they-
see. I see.
Yeah, like everyone's focused on baseball and basketball.
Football.
Football.
Baseball,
Nobody really cares
basketball.
about soccer in the States, but their teams do really well. Both the female and the male teams like do pretty well.
Oh, in the
And
Olympics.
I'm just like, yeah, in the Olympics or the World Cup.
Oh, sorry.
But
World Cup.
I'm just like, y'all don't deserve it. Like the country you're representing doesn't really appreciate you. So I don't really cheer for the States. And by the time like Korea gets knocked out, I just watch to see beautiful plays. That's just the point.
Oh, so you
Like,
actually,
I'm not really cheering for
you
anyone.
actually can appreciate the play on the field.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You do play soccer.
I played soccer.
That's right. What am I
I mean,
thinking?
I'm not like a diehard fan that knows all the key players. Like
Sure.
to be honest, I don't know who all the key players are, but I like in the past I've really cheered for Germany because Germany like their teamwork is really really good. There's no one star player
Oh.
or like in the past teams.
Sure.
Whereas like certain countries, like the Messi, like he was the star player, Ronaldo, star player, Neymar, star player, and like it would really lie heavily on those star players to like score goals. I don't like that kind of soccer. I like it when there's actually good teamwork and like people are passing and giving multiple people chances to score.
Okay.
So the Korea team is always kind of interesting. Like there's always these dark horses that come out of nowhere, like Cho Gyu-sung.
So
Nobody
Korea
thought
is
he'd be
going to
good.
the World Cup. They already qualified.
Well, they qualified to I think they qualified.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they qualified. I'm looking it up right now. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you root for the Koreans, and
Yeah.
then during the Olympics, is it the same? You're rooting for Koreans.
Oh, for the Olympics, I don't really watch soccer.
Oh, but I mean, like just in
'Cause-
general for
yeah.
any sport. You root.
No, for
you're-
the Olympics, I'm always rooting for the underdog.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Regardless of if it's China, America, or Korea.
Oh,
Yeah. What about you?
interesting. First of all, it's really cute that in 2002 you were only 9 years old. Right?
Was I? Yeah, I was.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I remember the 2002 Olympics. I was working at Nike in Beaverton, Oregon at the main world headquarters, and I was 29 years old. Anyways, that's
I
funny.
know this is when we feel the age gap.
Yeah.
Normally, I don't really feel a huge age gap.
But so yeah, when I was younger, I definitely Olympics was a little bit more in the limelight back in the day, back in the 80s. So we had the Olympic stars like Carl Lewis, who was a runner. We just and then the American gymnasts, like there was a girl named Mary Lou Retton, and there was Greg Louganis. Anyway, there was a bunch of like well-known athletes to the Olympics. So of course I kind of rooted on America at the time, but now I don't think Olympics are as prominent in mainstream culture anymore. Like not the whole nation in the US back in the day, it used to get a big ratings because everyone would tune in. But these days I don't think that's the case anymore.
Yeah, same thing in Korea.
Oh yeah, and then there's so much competition for eyeballs. So we don't have,
Eyeballs?
Yeah, we don't have 3 networks in America growing up where you only could watch like 3 different channels and be entertained.
Oh.
Now eyeballs are on Netflix, YouTube. Eyeballs are. Yeah, that's what I meant by that. But yeah, nowadays, for the World Cup and Olympics, honestly, like I didn't even know that the Koreans made it to the World Cup.
We always make it to the World Cup. We don't
I didn't even know this.
move past.
So sorry, sorry, Korea. But when World Cup happens in 26, I'll definitely root for Korea.
It'll be so rough for you because it's happening in in the Americas, North and South America, Central America. So the time difference is gonna be so rough.
Oh, I'll root from afar. I won't I won't watch any of the things. I'll just read about it.
I see.
But yeah,
Okay,
I'll
so
definitely...
confession time.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, confession.
I signed up to be a volunteer for the 2026 Olympics. Oh, sorry, 2026 World Cup.
Okay, yeah. And?
Because it's happening in Boston.
And?
So if I become a volunteer, I'll be in the right time zone.
Did you... Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Did you hear anything back yet?
Oh, no.
I feel like you would be a great candidate for that.
Right?
Why would they turn you down?
I know. Also, they're not paying me. So why, if I'm willing to offer my services for free, why wouldn't you?
But that means that you're forsaking us that summer. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I'm sorry.
You're like, I'll be in Korea in the summer and in the winter, and now like, oh, I'm going to Boston in the summer.
No, I'll still have to go to Korea. It just might not be the full 8 weeks.
I see how
it'll just be like a couple weeks, but I'll still see you.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely will see. But who knows? Who knows? They might not choose me to be a volunteer, or I might get stopped in immigration for whatever I liked on my Instagram. They won't let me go in.
Just take a burner phone and don't log into anything.
Oh.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well.
We'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully, I feel like. Selfishly, I hope you don't get it, but I feel like you'll get it. Why would they?
No, but I'll be so sad if none of the Korean games are happening in Boston. I'd be so sad.
What if they
because
route all the Korean games down in the South?
That South or California because it's closer. Because geographically, wouldn't it make sense for all the European games to happen in the East Coast and all the Asian games to happen in the
I don't know how the brackets
West Coast.
work. I don't know how the brackets work.
Yeah, me neither. But we'll see. We'll see. But then that means I get to go visit Boston and see my friends.
Okay.
Which will be nice.
Yeah.
I hope none of them travel. They better not go anywhere.
Well, they might go somewhere because of the influx of traffic and crazy things that can happen.
Oh, please don't. Please be there.
Boston's so hard to get around anyway in a car. So I don't know.
But Boston is so walkable.
It's a walkable
tiny
city. Yeah.
It's so tiny.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's me. But so, Adam, do you follow sports, just not soccer?
The only sport I follow now is the NBA, and that's really from afar. Or as I tell Hyojin, from Jafar.
From Jafar. I see.
But yeah, I follow them from Jafar. Yeah, but
Who's your team?
I don't have any team right now other than maybe the San Antonio Spurs and the Portland Trailblazers because I lived in Portland for 15 years. And the San Antonio Spurs, I just love them as an organization. They do it the right way.
Oh.
Shout out to Victor Wembanyama, the 7'5" sensation from France.
So many shout outs from Adam.
But yeah, I don't really follow the Olympics and the World Cup, but definitely if I rooted for anyone, I would definitely first choose Korea for sure.
Yay!
And I would have to confess that there have been times that I rooted against the Olympic NBA team, Olympic basketball.
Why? It's the dream team.
That's part of the problem.
So you're also an underdog.
I kind of want to root for the European style team playing because, like you said, you don't like stars, you like team play. And these in the Olympics, the basketball teams from Europe have played for so long together, and America will just throw in like the best players, so they have no.
It wasn't
chemistry.
it Steph Curry, LeBron. Who was the other?
Yeah, they won the most recent one in 24, but it was tough for them. Because
they don't play together usually. They're always opponents.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I have to confess I did root against America because I felt like their head was too big. So I guess I'm technically an underdog fan myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing against the US. I just feel sometimes their head is too big. I don't know.
I mean, they're like in the spotlight all the time.
Yeah.
They make so much money.
Yeah, but now you just exposed me, Hannah.
Oh, Jason Tatum was on the team. I didn't know that. Okay, sorry.
Oh, well, you would, of course, you know Jason Tatum. He's from Boston.
Yeah, he's always on the some potato chip brand and
really?
cereal brands.
Oh, really? Oh,
in Boston.
Maybe only in Boston because I don't think he's on
maybe
the
only in
cereal.
Boston. Yeah. So that's how because I don't follow basketball, but it's like it's been huge in Boston for the past couple years because like we were right about to win the tournament and like all of that. So whenever I would go grocery shopping, I'd be like, oh, so he's the new star. This is what's going on in the Boston Celtics right now.
Unfortunately, he's hurt this season. So Boston he tore his ACL.
Ouch.
Yeah, so Boston is going to have a burner year where they just don't do well.
Okay. So Adam, what's a moment when you felt unexpectedly patriotic or the opposite?
Actually, in 2002, I was surprised when I heard about the Koreans doing well. And of course, I was going to a Korean church at the time. So it was cute because all the youth group kids, got very excited. So, I got kind of excited and I got unexpectedly patriotic for Korea. Because at that time in 2002, my thought process of ever living in Korea wasn't even born. It wasn't even in my mind. So I'm like, oh, wow, like Korea, it's on the map. Look at us. And so I did find myself getting patriotic along with the others at church and stuff like that. So that was kind of fun for sure. I have a funny story about my wife. So there was a League of Legends competition in Korea. It was in Gwanghwamun Square. They had the big thing, and League of Legends is like a big annual competition. This is a video game. I know nothing. I've never played it. But I guess the Koreans have done really well in this worldwide competition of LOL. And there is this one particular player. He's like renowned. He's like
Faker?
Yeah.
Faker?
He's like the Michael Jordan of LOL. And I guess he went out of like I don't know if he went into retirement or he hung low for a few years, but he came back that year, a couple years ago, because we were in Korea at the time. and this was either 2 or 3 summers ago. And Hyojin didn't know much about it, but she knew about him. And then we found out that it was in Korea. So she started kind of like paying attention, and the pressure, because he came back to the team and the pressure was on because Korea was the host country of LOL that year. And then he came out of retirement or something like that. And so there was tons of pressure of just coming out of retirement and also being on Korean soil where the competition was done. And lo and behold, they ended up winning. And so Hyojin was following this, and I looked over at her because she was so excited, and she started tearing up because like she was like so proud of him, and I'm like, "Are you crying?" So I was like, "Oh wow!" It's like she's unexpectedly patriotic. Yeah,
That's
so it
so
was
funny.
cute though. I was like, "Oh, it's so cute that you're so like patriotic," and then I kind of got patriotic and I wanted to root for him.
Is she a gamer?
No, not at all. She only knew. I guess everyone in Korea knows about who this guy is. So
Yeah.
So she started.
He's like our national pride right now.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, that's really amazing that he did it on Korean soil, and he had all that pressure, and he still has. He and his team were able to win. That's pretty darn impressive. How about you, Hannah? When was a moment you felt unexpectedly patriotic, or the opposite?
So a huge emphasis on the unexpected. I was watching some TV show called 무한도전 Infinity Challenge. Have you heard of this?
No, but is it like one of those variety shows?
It's a variety show, and
Okay.
like basically if you're in my age group, you grew up watching it all throughout like elementary, middle school, and then they high school too, but I think they discontinued it after like 10 years. But that was like a huge chunk of our childhood. And there was one episode, and sometimes they do really stupid things, but other times they do really meaningful things. And this episode was about going to interview the comfort women. Do you know comfort women?
Oh yeah, from the Japan, or when Japanese occupation. Yeah, sadly.
So just for our listeners, like when Japan occupied Korea, they forced women to forced women into prostitution, and then they would like forcibly move them to different locations too. So these really young teenage women were displaced, and then they didn't have the means to go back to their home country, or even if they did, what would be left, right? Like we were a war-torn country. So there's all these grandmas who are like displaced, and also nobody has done any reparations for them, and they've just had to make a living for themselves. And like, because Korea is very Confucius, like you would be disowned from your family if you were raped, even though it's not your fault. So just they did an episode to raise awareness, because for a really long time, the Japanese government refused to acknowledge that they had done this, and they didn't want to do reparations. But these are like living, breathing people, and so how can you deny their experience? And so this variety show went to interview them and like just kind of hear these grandma stories, but also show like how resilient they are, and how being a comfort woman isn't the only part of their identity, but there's so much more to who they are. And it was just done so well. And although it was really like sad and painful to see this, I felt so patriotic. Like I was like, I'm so proud of our country, and like I'm so proud of these women who, instead of like being silenced with shame, especially because of the generation that they're from, they're like willing to tell their stories, and they're willing to expose themselves for the sake of like history, and for us to realize like this is how much our country suffered. Like, I don't know, whenever there's suffering, I think I feel a deep connection to my passport country.
Oh yeah.
But in other ways, like other things that should make me really proud, I don't think I feel as connected. Like in India, or in Delhi at least, there's so many Korean restaurants actually.
Okay.
There's so many Korean restaurants, and locals here, like when they want to do like a nice dinner out, they go to these Korean restaurants and then they come up to me and they're like, Hannah, did you know I went to this Korean restaurant like the other day? And they want me to feel proud, like really proud that they enjoy Korean food and there's Korean businesses here. But I'm just kind of like, I mean, good for those people, but that doesn't really do anything for me. Like, okay, cool. Or I don't know if you heard the Netflix animated movie K-pop Demon Hunters.
Never like, seen it, but I heard that it blew up.
It blew up, and I mean, good for them. They worked so hard on making that animation, because I was also like listening to their podcast, or not podcast, but like interviews and stuff like that. I'm really proud of them. But all of my students, and I don't have that many Korean students, so these are like kids who are like Indian, who are like from all these different countries. They're singing Golden in class. They're like humming it to themselves, or sometimes they like actually sing out loud because they're silly. They're silly middle schoolers.
Sure.
And they look at me and they're like, "Are you proud of us for like singing this song?" And I'm like, funny. No, please sit down. Like, it's cool. It's really cool that like people are learning how to sing the Korean lyrics, and they are so intrigued by K-pop culture. Like, great. That's really cool, because when I was growing up, it was really like not cool to be Korean. It's not cool to eat kimchi. And my Indian students or my Indian coworkers, they make their own kimchi because they're like, I don't want to pay so much money for it, so I'm going to make it at home. So it's really cool, but I don't think it makes me feel patriotic.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I'm just shocked by the K-wave of K-pop, K-beauty, K-culture. And it's just K-dramas. It's just, when you think it's going to end, it just keeps going. On going. And it's just like, how long? This is past the 15 minutes of fame. Like, how long is this going to go on? I thought the whole like Gangnam Style with Psy, I thought that was like a one-time thing. You know, like, oh, okay, he just broke away. This is like a once in a blue moon. But man, we've been on a wave.
It really has been a wave.
So I guess that is a lot of a pride for a lot of Koreans in a sense.
Yeah.
Because we finally got on the map. No,
seriously. And I applaud these artists who can finally like do what they're interested in doing instead of just what the higher ups think the public wants, which is usually like a whitewashed version of what it is. Like, there's always that random white main character. And you're just like,
there is? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been a problem in the past where it's like the Great Wall of China, but the main character is white. And you're like, what does a white man have to do with the Great Wall of China?
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Gotcha.
Yeah. Or they like Avatar. They made the main character white.
Oh.
And it's like, Avatar is not supposed to be. Anyway, just things like that. Okay. But now they're like, there's a lot of representation. So I'm like, I like applaud them for that.
Yeah. That's
They've
true.
Worked really hard.
That's true. There is more representation for Asian people. Like even the Marvel movie with the Chinese guy. Remember there was a Chinese character, Marvel
Simu
hero?
Liu?
I don't know. I forgot.
Shang-Chi?
I don't know.
Simu Liu.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, so my only problem with these Hollywood movies is they keep recycling the same actors for different universes.
Oh, I
hate when they do that.
Well, remember when Crazy Rich Asians was a thing? That was pretty big. That hit the map.
Yeah. But then what the lady Gemma Chan in that movie, she became the new like token. So she was in the Avengers. She was in a different movie, and then Aquafina.
Oh, Aquafina. Yeah, I remember her.
She's now a part of multiple like
different
things, and I'm just like,
okay, gotcha.
They're just recycling, and I'm just like,
because there's more people. There's more actors.
Yeah.
than that.
Definitely.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
And wouldn't it be weird if like Robert Downey Jr., after being Iron Man for so long, went and became like, what's a DC hero? Oh, you don't know? Okay. Like he went to a different like series. I'd be like, why can't you find a new face for this new series
I see.
instead of recycling the same actors?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very passionate about this.
Yeah. So Hannah, how do TCKs, third culture kids, navigate national pride when our identities are spread across countries? Is it wrong to pick and choose?
Yeah. I'm curious to like how this conversation is going to go because I think that's the main criticism I receive from my monocultural family members. And they're like, you're so selfish. You pick and choose what you want from each culture. And then when someone holds you to the standard, you're like, I'm not from here, so you can't hold me to the standard. And like, yeah, I've thought about that, or like we've got into disputes because of that. And the way I see it is that I'm not intentionally picking and choosing what is best beneficial to me. And I think that's the issue that monocultural people have. They think you choose what you want and you don't. Like, you don't want to use honorifics, so you don't learn how to use honorifics. But you want like other people to pay for your food, so you accept that part of the culture. And you're only like, you're selfishly choosing the parts of the culture that you want and then disregarding other things. But as a TCK, to be very honest, I'm absorbed. Like, it's random. The absorption of the culture is very random. Like, and it's not very calculated. It's not very intentional. So when people are like, you're picking and choosing, I'm like, I'm honestly not. And I envy you. I envy you for knowing only one set of rules, whereas I have to navigate 3 different sets of rules.
Okay.
And my brain is actually working more. It's working harder because I'm like, is this acceptable in this culture? I don't know. Is this acceptable in this culture? I don't know.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not really the pride part. That's like the norms. Yeah. But also, like, why do we only have to have pride for one country? Like, why can't you be rooting for multiple teams? Like, who determines that there's only one winner here, or one, like, we're all enemies? Like, why can't we also be supportive of each other and like respect each other's nationalism? That's kind of where I'm at. What do you think?
I'll just give a biblical example for a second. Like the Apostle Paul used to talk about, when I'm with Greeks, I act like a Greek. When I'm with the Jews, I act like a Jew. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that is, it's similar, right? Like when we're with Koreans, we have to be Korean. When we're with Americans, we have to be American. When we're with Korean Americans, we can be kind of Korean American. So like, it's like juggling how the social norms and like, yeah, I didn't really think of it that way. But I think, especially for someone like you who has monocultural family, versus me, I do have a monocultural family too, actually.
Yeah,
They're just on the other side.
You do.
The other side of the world. That's true.
No, Hyojin's families too. The extended family.
Yeah. I feel like right off the bat, as a TCK, you have to learn to navigate that, right? And it's okay to be prideful on whatever cultural thing you're gleaning from, whether it's a more westernized cultural norm or more East Asian cultural norm. I think it's fine to find pride in that. And
Yeah.
maybe it's unfortunate that people do look down on you to adopt different things when they think it's only convenient to yourself. But you can't help but what you became, because you have two things that are forming you versus they can't help what they can only perceive because they only had one thing, right? So sure,
Yeah.
from their perspective, it might be unfair that you can just say, oh, well, I don't understand that. Whenever they're like, well, you should understand it because you look like us, you have family like us. Why don't you act like us? So I can see where, especially for you, it's more of because Westernized culture, even though it's monocultural, they do tend to be a bit more progressive and laid back about not holding you to a particular like hard line, versus the other side, like for Koreans versus like
Yeah.
Americans, when there's already a hodgepodge of cultures anyway. But I think in the end, you just have to embrace who you are, right?
Yeah.
Because even though you might have people saying, "Oh, well, you just choose national pride on this," but then yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I think that's part of the reason why Hyojin and I have chosen to go intentionally to a more westernized church in Korea. Because I can't completely identify with a natively Korean church.
Yeah.
And even though I appreciate the culture that Korea has, I don't think I can completely identify with that. But I don't want to go to completely westernized church either. So I think that's why we've chosen to go to a church like Ark, where you have a hodgepodge of some native Koreans, some Korean Americans, some westernized people. And I feel like that's where at least we fall and most comfortably in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's interesting that you living in India, I think most people would have thought you would have gone to a westernized church. I guess it is technically westernized. Maybe not. Well, actually, maybe not. But they just happen to speak English.
Yeah, I think that the language component also makes it very different. Like, because in India, like English speaking churches are not hard to find.
Because a lot
They
of
are
them
accessible.
already grow up speaking English.
Yeah, that's the main language. Like you learn it at school. All the government documents are in English, so it's not a deterrent for the locals. Whereas in Korea, if it is an English speaking church, it's not accessible to the average Korean. So that language part also makes it a little trickier and different. Yeah. But here in India, like, I think I've said this before, but there's a lot of TCKs. It is so fascinating to me. Like, so fascinating to me how many people grew up in Middle Eastern countries, but in Indian government schools.
Because their parents were either like
Business
they
people.
did business and they lived in a foreign country and then they raised their kids.
Yeah.
I see.
But there was such a significant population that the Indian government was like, we are going to make a government school there so that these kids can grow up with the Indian identity and like pride. So I've met people from like Kuwait. They're like, oh, I spent my whole life in Kuwait or Dubai, but I went through the Indian system and then I came here for college.
Okay.
And I'm just like, wow, that's so cool in a sense that you could grow up in a different country and still maintain a lot of pride for your own, like patriotism and all this for your country.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I guess the other side of that is they didn't get fully immersed into the local culture.
Okay. Well,
Because everyone at their school was an Indian
because they only
diaspora.
went to church. I mean, they only went to school under an Indian umbrella. They didn't
Yeah.
go to like a public school or whatever.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that naturally like defines your social circles, right? And the activities that you're participating in, the things that you're celebrating, the languages that you're learning.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I honestly I don't think it's wrong to pick and choose. Of course, it does look like that from an outsider's perspective. And
But I don't even think it's picking and choosing, right? It's like,
it's just the things that formed us. The culture that the subculture that, because TCKs are technically a subculture, right?
yeah.
So it's that subculture, and maybe that crosses over the barrier of just your own Korean culture, because you're finding that you resonate with the third culture kids from India as well.
Yeah.
So there's some shared examples in that. Okay, cool.
What about the converse? Like, how do you feel about criticizing the countries you're tied to when you don't live there?
I think because of the awareness of social media and the fact that we've come a lot more global these days, because growing up in a small town in the 70s and 80s, that's the only world that existed, right? You didn't have you didn't have information from other people's perspectives. And so the only world that I knew at the time, and probably for you too, in China growing, oh, well, you were in America for a little bit, but even then, internet wasn't a profound part of your life at the time.
No.
So I think it applies to you too. And I think with that, it does make it, I don't know, maybe we're getting too much information overload. And I guess it is technically easier to critique or / criticize your country whenever there's just so much disclosure now, where before things were put in under the rug. And this really applies to any country. We could hide things a lot easier back in the day, but now there's just so much more. People have their own voices. You don't have to rely on the major networks anymore to get your news. You can get it from YouTubers or like people that are on social media that see, they're like the feet on the ground that actually see what's going on. So you get a lot more disclosure. And I think that can also be negative for us too.
Yeah.
But
you took the question that way. I see.
So I feel like there are times that I do critique both Korea and America at times. For me, it's easier in Korea to kind of blissfully, ignorantly live in Korea without the ramifications of feeling the effect, since I'm a more westernized person.
Yeah.
I do find myself critiquing both, actually America and Korea, for its like the post-capitalism and how it's not really working anymore. And that's just a corruptness of both governments, I guess, in a way. And maybe I think at the end of the day, no matter where we live, what time, there's always going to be corruptness, because we live in a sin-filled world. And even when you look biblically, when there was a bad king, the country suffered. When there was a good king, the country did well. It's very cut and dry. The problem with democratic nations is that doesn't matter if you have a good president, there's just corruptness everywhere. So a good person can't affect a corrupt nation. I don't know.
And are they good to begin with? Very questionable. Yeah.
Because if you get to that level of politician, you have collateral damage, right?
Yeah. And you've had to participate in certain things.
Yeah.
To get to that point. Yeah.
So it's really hard not to criticize your country, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of tough. I
think for me, I no longer feel comfortable criticizing China because I haven't lived there in years.
Oh, so you just feel like you don't have the right because you haven't been a part of the society.
Yeah, because I'm
Okay, that
so
makes sense.
removed.
Okay.
And when I was there, I was a kid. Like
Sure.
I was just going to school, and I wasn't a participating adult. So then I don't feel like I can say certain things. But I think this is the closest I'll ever experience to like having siblings because I'm an only child. But when other people criticize China, even if I agree, I'm like, shut up. It's like,
Really?
I can't even criticize this. So what gives you the right to criticize China?
Gotcha.
Well, obviously, these are not Chinese people. But like, if someone's like, oh, I visited and I didn't like this, and I'm like, like, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is funny because I feel that way with like YouTubers that come to Korea for 1 week and then they say, "Oh, this is how Korea is."
Oh, yeah.
As the old people say, that.
You get so annoyed by that.
Yeah, as the old people say, that grinds my gears. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very what's the new word that you call that they say triggering? Triggering.
A
It's very,
new word.
oh,
New
there's
word
even a
relative,
newer word.
but
There's
okay.
a newer word, the trigger. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that definitely
Yeah,
gets me not happy about when people want to criticize a country that they've never been a part of. So I feel like I feel like I have a right to criticize both Korea and the States since I've been a part of both of the countries. And I technically have passports in both countries. So I guess I technically have a right to criticize if I want.
Yeah.
It's like family members can critique each other, but if another person says something about your mama, then you're like,
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Well, but the exception for me is the U.S. Like, I participate when people are like talking about the problems about the U.S. I'm like, yeah.
Gotcha.
And I think it's the underdog mentality. I'm like, the U.S. has never been the underdog. So they can take it. They can take us having issues. They can take us saying stuff about the government shutdown. That's not going to affect them.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you also are a recipient of not maybe being judiciously dealt with regards of just how difficult it was for you to become a citizen and some of the unfair regulations that and rules that came your way. So that makes sense. And that definitely gives you a right to form an opinion because you are not just when someone who is what do you call it? Born into citizenship in the States, they can't understand what it's like to be a green card holder or a visa visitor to America. So I think that makes sense that you have a different perspective. And rightly so. Yeah, rightly so.
Yeah. But man, Adam, it was a smart move to leave 2 years ago.
I thought it
quite
was
alarming what's going on right now.
I thought it was a smart move to leave for me in 2018.
Yeah.
I left before it even got really crazy.
This crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like that was one of the most wise moves I've made in my life.
Yeah. But just like, I am just in shock every time I hear another update from the US. Like the people who died from Listeria because the government made so many cuts to the food regulation people. And so the food hasn't been regularly checked and that's affecting actual people. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Oh, like a lot of the government cuts are actually negatively affecting the average person in America.
With the government shutdown now being the longest so far in history.
Yeah. The airports, the chaos right now.
And then like the government also like supplementing people who are on welfare. It's like causing all kinds of issues with them and their
that's really sad.
People losing their jobs. It's pretty well, I guess there is a precedent for it, but it's gone on pretty long.
It's gone on really long and it's creating chaos.
Yeah, I felt like I know we didn't ever talk about this in a previous podcast, but with the whole Georgia the whole criticism of how America dealt with the Koreans at the Hyundai factory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking. And I felt like
Adam was so upset.
I felt like it was a definite legit
Yeah.
critique of the
Government.
government. And still
Yeah.
to this day, I stand with my patriots here in Korea who were the victims of an unjust human rights violation.
But
Anyways.
it's just stupid because Korea has nothing to gain by making a a factory in Georgia.
Yeah.
Because labor is so expensive, land is so expensive in the US. So Korea was doing the US a favor,
Yeah.
to be very honest. And someone in the middle didn't realize this, and they were just like, let's meet the quota and let's put them all in jail.
I mean,
And it's like, well,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
you've kind of screwed up your own chances of creating jobs.
Yeah. I guess after it's all said and done, my only thought process is let's just flip it. Let's just say that it was American company or Korea did that to 300 plus American U.S. citizens on Korean soil. There would be a worldwide response that would not be tucked away 2 days later after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
to begin with, Korea wouldn't even do that.
I know, but that's like how ridiculous the
it's
flipping
really
of would be.
ridiculous.
But
no,
yeah,
it really is ridiculous.
so I guess
Yeah.
I guess it's okay to even though you have
Criticize.
a lack there of pride, I think it's okay to criticize a country when you do see an outright injustice.
Yeah.
But not to say that Koreans haven't done injustices to their own people, etc. I'm sure there's like
and to like Southeast Asian countries.
Yeah, with
And it's
our whole immigration or slash thereof, like not treating immigrants into Korea well.
no,
and, like,
not that like ton of Korean men have fathered children all over the world, but they will not take responsibility for these kids.
Oh.
So it's like, how are you any different from those Japanese soldiers who did that to Korean comfort women?
Yeah.
So we are also racist. We are also sinners.
Yeah.
We're also very problematic people.
So I guess we have a right to criticize our countries. Yeah. But I mean, I guess he who has no sin casts the first stone. I guess we also have to look at ourselves too.
That's very true. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this was an interesting topic, national pride. I think as long as because pride tends to have a negative connotation, right? When we think about, pride and just our heads getting too big and pride is the downfall of everything, be humble or stumble type of thing. So I think it's good to be appreciative of the country that you live in or the countries that you were raised in and glean the positives from for you, it's like 4 countries now. You have to glean the positives from 4 countries. You have to glean the positives of 2 countries. And I guess we do have technically a right to pick and choose because we can glean from both. So yeah.
But you know what the best part is, Adam?
What's that?
We thought this was going to be a really short episode, but we've already been talking for like 55 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
So we were very invested, which is great.
True.
I love it.
All right. Well, this was fun. This was fun to talk about. And at least for those of you who maybe felt strongly with us or strongly against us, hopefully we didn't offend anyone. That's not our intention.
Oh yeah, I know. We're not trying to be political.
Yeah.
We're just thinking out loud.
Yeah. And the whole thing with the Hyundai factory thing, I don't think that's a political thing. That's just a thing that happened. So
a problematic thing that happened.
Yeah. But sadly is forgotten about now.
Yeah.
But anyways, this was fun to talk about. I think it's just another topic to chew on and to consider and go down that journey together on the Lost and Local podcast.
Yeah.
In the meantime, y'all, thank you so much for visiting the channel and thank you for your support. We'll see you next week. God bless. Peace.
Bye.